It's very accusative and very damning to me, to a point that I don't want to talk to anybody, and I need to get a lawyer.
The voice you heard is that of Alexis Vaughn Yates, the Florida nurse who sexually abused her 15-year-old stepson. Well, now newly released audio gives us a first-hand look at the tense moments when deputies arrested her, and interviews with the boy's father provides details about what he walked on. Welcome back to the Criminal Minds. Always click the subscribe button to get more of these stories. Alexis Vaughn Yates, a 35-year-old registered nurse, was accused of sexual abuse involving her teenage stepson during the summer of 2024. Following an investigation and multiple interviews, she was arrested and she later faced court proceedings. There is an audio that said something different from what she said. It gives us a first-hand look at this father's account, and again the tense moments of her arrest. We haven't seen or heard before. So to give you the full picture, let's get the story from beginning. In the summer of 2024 in Ocala, Florida, at the center of it all is Alexis Yates, also known as Alexis Vaughn Yates. She was married. She had 2 young children of her own, and she was a stepmother to a 15-year-old boy. That teen came down from Washington, D.C. to stay with his dad, Alexis, and his half-siblings for the summer break last year. And then, according to an arrest affidavit, something truly unthinkable happened. On July 30th, 2024, the Marion County Sheriff's Office got an anonymous tip. A man had allegedly walked in on his own wife, Alexis, and his son, her 15-year-old stepson, having sex. Immediately, investigators showed up to question Alexis's husband about that shocking allegation. He denied it. Yeah, he did. Let's take a look.
We received a report that something happened when I was at your house between on the 26th between Tristan and your wife.
Okay.
And that you allegedly walked in on them.
No, that's not true.
Okay. So our report came in, sexual battery, that you walked in with them in the middle of sexual acts.
No, that is 100% false.
Okay.
So, I know he's a very messed up kid. I really haven't been a part of his life for very long, but if there's anything like this, I probably should, I don't know.
Yeah. So right now, all that's the only information we have. You know, we don't have anything coming directly from him per se. But it did mention that you walked in on them.
No. That's
Okay.
definitely true.
Okay.
And, I don't know. Is there anyone I can know who said that, or?
It's anonymous.
Yeah, it's anonymous, so we don't even know.
The call came in through a line called Crime Stoppers, which is like for anonymous tips. We honestly assumed you made the report, or something along those lines, but we don't have any information other than, like she was saying, that's what the report said.
Okay.
Which is why we're actually at your house right now. You used to live at the.
Yes, sir.
Me and the CPI are currently sitting in your driveway right now, actually. We were coming to come talk to you and talk to but you don't know anything about anything like this?
No, and anything I probably wouldn't just say. I know that there are some accusations made. I don't think that they're true or not, but...
You said there were accusations made?
I believe so.
Who made the accusations?
I believe that.
Made the accusations? Okay.
When did he make those accusations? Prior to this?
No.
Okay, so this is all brand new. So there's nothing prior that he mentioned.
No.
Okay. Okay. But you're thinking it might have come from.
I really honestly have no idea who would have anonymously done something like that. You know, it's a really bizarre, embarrassing scenario that I don't even entertain.
What accusations make?
I'm not sure. I would probably get a lawyer before I said anything else.
Well, you're not under investigation right now. I mean, no one's really under investigation. It's just a matter of this report came in, and at this point, it's an anonymous report. It's going to have to get seen regardless to speak to him, and then once that's done, it's a matter of either determining whether the claims are founded or unfounded. And from what you're saying, it's more than likely unfounded.
I believe so.
Right. I mean, if you don't want to tell me, you don't want to tell me, but it go a long ways as far as helping us figure out if we can write down what told you, and then we can go to and it says, oh, I didn't make that report, or gives us verbatim what you're telling me he told you, we can kind of rule it out and kind of say, okay, we probably made this report, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah, I understand that, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, kind of freaking, my heart's racing a little bit, but I would think that the implications that could come of this, I don't believe that anything happens.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
But the key factor is it mentioned that you walked in on them when they were on the couch.
No, I did not see any type of.
As we all can see, Mr. Yates flatly denied the allegation, calling it 100% false. Described his son as troubled with a history of making up crazy stuff. But the thing is, detectives would later reach out to Yates again, after his wife's arrest. And we're going to get to that very soon. When investigators first spoke with the teen, what he revealed was chilling. He said his father worked nights as a lineman, so while his dad was gone, Alexis put the younger kids to bed. Then she and him would stay up. They would play video games. They would watch a movie, and even use her THC vape pen. So at around 1 a.m., the teen said that Alexis started making inappropriate sexual comments, allegedly telling him she was horny, that she hadn't had sex in 2 weeks. He told investigators she'd been making sexual jokes in front of him for about a week already, and he admitted he was infatuated with her. He said, and I quote, thinking about all the statements the suspect had made to him about being horny, he decided to ask her if she wanted to cuddle. The suspect stated she thought that might be weird. He lay on top of the suspect as she lay with her head down the armrest of the couch, and she commented something to the effect of, "Oh, you're just going right for it?" The suspect and child victim kissed. As the suspect began escalating, the suspect said, "Oh man, I wish you were 18 because you're not old enough." Now, despite that statement, the boys said things quickly escalated into sexual acts, including intercourse. And then it all blew up. Suddenly, the door began to unlock. The front door is directly in front of the couch. The child victim recalled running to the bathroom as his father entered the home, seeing his wife with no bra on and a blanket covering the lower half of her body. The child victim's father saw the child victim running to the bathroom and yelled, "What the hell is going on?" as he threw things. The boy said his father yelled at him and his wife ordered his son to pack up and drove him to his grandparent home. On the way, he told his son he had ruined his life and would never contact him again. But what happened next made things worse. The teen tried to tell his cousin and his mother about this abuse, but instead multiple family members allegedly discouraged him. His grandfather allegedly said, "You better not be telling him what happened." The boy told investigators, "I realized that my blue-collar father, seeing what happened to his son, did not face the sexual abuse of his child like a man." Alexis even called the boy after this incident and told him she wished his father hadn't caught them. In November 2024, deputies arrested her. When confronted, she refused to talk without a lawyer, but also she was trying to put the blame on the child victim.
Yeah, hey, I'm Detective Ofsted with the Sheriff's Office. Are you Alexis?
Yes.
Hey, I was hoping to speak with you.
Okay.
If you have a moment. Are you able to come speak with me?
Oh, my kid's sleeping. I just got woke up and I gotta take him to school like in a little while. What's this about?
Is your husband here?
He works out of town.
Oh, is he out of town right now?
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay.
Why? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not quite exactly sure, all the details right now, but there was something I was hoping to speak with you about. Someone able to watch the kids, maybe? while we talk?
Not really. I had my mom watch the kids like Monday, Tuesdays, and I just got off work. I'm a nurse, and I just got off work like last night, so I just was getting my sleep. Does this have to do with? I already have a lawyer. Is this about?
Yeah, it has to do with that. I think everybody deserves to give their side of things.
Okay.
Again, that's what I was hoping to speak with you about.
I
If you
really,
have a moment.
I don't. It's very accusative and very damning to me, to a point that I don't want to talk to anybody, and I need to get a lawyer. And I already have. I could give her your number. I've already.
So you don't want to talk to me about it?
I don't want to talk to anybody about
This
it.
deputy's going to place you under arrest for lascivious battery. We'll
What
figure
am I
out. We'll figure out something with the kids. Okay. And I'll be right back. Okay.
Morning, ma'am. My name is David Chiggy, the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
Do you have someone that can watch your kiddo?
Can I talk to you? This is just.
You definitely can talk with me, but unfortunately,
But you
where I'm
are
at,
going to arrest me today?
as of if you don't want to talk to me, I get that. But with the amount of information I have,
my.
that's
Can I please? What
so. I have quite a few conversations with different people. I have quite a few phone calls that have been recorded.
Nobody was here at all. It was me watching our kids, and a
And like I
child
said, you
made words
well,
to me.
there was something you said there, and I want to be sure, okay? Because if you don't want to talk to me without a lawyer, I respect that. But you just told me that you don't want to talk to me without a lawyer, and now you want to
Because
talk to me.
it's so, this is just so disruptive to my everyday life, all the way down to my children. I don't want to leave
Absolutely.
my children.
And I'm not here because I think you're a rapist. If I thought you were a rapist, I'd put a warrant out for you and I wouldn't try to talk to you about it, right? But I have to be really clear before we go any further, because you have said you really don't want to talk to me without a lawyer. Is that
I just think it's just so, what is going on here is just so it's just so bizarre to me. I can't even put,
And that's
I
why I
can't
really
even
wanted to hear
understand.
your side of things. But unfortunately, we can't be getting a lawyer out here right now, so I'm not going to talk to you about it if you don't want to talk to me about a lawyer present, because you do have that right.
So in order to talk to you about it, I have to talk to you without my lawyer.
No. We're just not going to talk about it. Because you said you'd rather have your lawyer present. And I respect that.
So what do we do now then?
We're going to figure out someone that can come watch your kids, but you are going to be placed under arrest right now.
Remember I said earlier that detectives will speak with the child's father a second time again to better understand what had happened that night. And this is what he told them.
Hello, this is Frank.
Hey, Mr. Yates. This is Detective Austin of the Sheriff's Office. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Hey, sorry to bother you. Do you have a moment to talk?
I do.
So I've talked to quite a few people. I think you probably know what I'm calling about.
Yes, sir.
It's my understanding that you, though you weren't wanting to talk about it at the time that the Department of Children and Families came by, you were willing to talk about the incident. Should your son go on record about it? He's gone on record in some detail. I was really hoping that I could, no matter how painful, or difficult it is to talk about, I was wondering if I could speak with you about what happened that night.
So, as far as right now, is that like something that's like an official or on the record type thing, or?
What do you mean? Oh, no, I'm not going to, swear you in front of me or anything. I did want to talk about what happened, though.
Right. But I mean, is it like a recorded statement, or?
I would be documenting what you said, for sure.
Right. Yeah, and sorry I missed your call. I didn't know. I worked a night shift last night. I'm out of town, and I was sleeping. I had my phone on airplane mode. And
great idea.
obviously woke up to a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously there's some serious implications to this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to say, really.
All you can say is the truth. I think that is the most important thing.
Right.
What happened the last night that your son was in your home?
So basically I came home after working a night shift, and I walked in and seen someone in a compromising position, and I didn't see anything like, definitive, I guess you could say. And she has her story, and yeah, I can't really say. It's just going off of what he said, she said kind of stuff. So,
did she have clothes on?
At the time, no.
Okay. Was he in the room when you walked in?
Yes.
Did he have clothes on?
Yes.
Fully clothed, or?
It happened really quick. I wasn't really, obviously you don't expect to come home to anything like that. But,
absolutely. No, and I understand for so many reasons why this is such an uncomfortable conversation. The last thing I want to do is, make people uncomfortable, but unfortunately in situations like this, it's really important.
Right.
And I don't need to tell you that. I know you're grown.
And so, even though this time the father revealed that he did in fact witness something, he kind of keeps his statements vague, remaining seemingly cautious.
She has a lawyer and, is fully aware of the accusations and whatnot. So, I don't know if you can tell me anything as far as what's going on, or...
I certainly can tell you a little bit,
Okay.
But I want to make sure I understand. I mean, what is her story that she told you?
Basically, that she was in a towel, went out to the living room to get her phone late at night, and he had ripped the towel off of her, and that's when I came inside, all in that small window there, I guess you could say.
Okay. Well, it's my understanding she told some other people a different story. Do you know anything about maybe other statements she would have made?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Do you happen...
The biggest thing is if something is to... Basically, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm being, I don't know what you would say, accused, or... I have 2 small kids, I'm sure you know.
Mm-hmm.
If something was to happen to her, I would be the only parent. I don't want to obviously have myself in any type of trouble. I did nothing wrong, but I don't...
Yeah, I'm not investigating you for a crime. I just...
Right, I know, but as far as not saying something, or I don't know how this all works or anything like that. But...
Well, if it turns out that, I get down the road and I find out that you've, point blank, intimidated him to not press charges or anything like that, that would be an issue, right? But as far as you not telling me what happened, I mean, though, or at least not wanting to tell me, everything in full detail, I find that a little concerning. But
right.
It's not necessarily against the law.
Right.
I think what's most important for everybody would be to just tell the truth, the full truth from the beginning. Obviously I don't get to the point I'm at without a little bit of evidence.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And so I just really wanted to, hear what you had to say. Because I have, a couple conversations where people have told me that you told them that you would be willing to tell the full story, and everything you know.
Right. And that's the thing too, is I basically told you the full story. As far as what I physically saw, but
It's my understanding there was a little bit more of a conversation that occurred between the two of you that night, where she told you a little bit more than that.
As far as Alexis telling me something?
Yes, during the argument that ensued when you got home.
Right, and that was basically me asking what the hell is going on, and like I said, going back and forth. It's like a he said, she said stuff.
So she didn't apologize.
Like who do you believe at that point? I guess.
So she didn't apologize to you and make statements along the lines of, that she was sorry and that he looks like you.
Oh God, is this like public record or?
So, in cases where investigations of sexual, unlawful sexual activity with minors, there's laws protecting, their information from being public record.
I mean, as far as like statements go.
As far as yeah, their information, being involved, and where he's directly involved with the incident, that would be, not public record.
Meanwhile, the detective pressed him to provide a full statement, asking about not just what he witnessed, but why he hadn't reported it.
I'm not here to embarrass you.
Thing.
I think that I can understand why you have cognitive dissonance about this, why losing her would represent a major upset in your life, not just as far as like your emotions, but the kids and everything that represents. But
exactly, and that's the big thing right there. I mean, that's the consequences that's going to have for my small children. So, and that's basically where have been with this whole situation.
But can you at least answer that for me? Did she make statements to that effect?
I really think maybe I should speak with a lawyer or something.
Okay. I mean, you can if you want, but I get the feeling the answer is yes. If you're not telling me no, I just, I'm here to try to make sure that the truth is what's recorded.
Right.
I'm not here to humiliate anybody. That's not my intention. I'm not here to ridicule anyone. When she was arrested this morning, she was treated with, all the respect we could give.
Right.
She wasn't, treated poorly or anything like that. And I don't think going forward that's how it'll be. But I really would like your full statement, because you are not implicated in a crime. You are just essentially not giving me your witness statement of what you witnessed.
Right.
Which, when it comes to the sexual abuse of a child, is obviously concerning.
Right.
Would you be willing to answer that question for me?
At the time that everything was going on, it was like so late at night, stuff like that. I don't really recall that a specific statement like that being made.
Based off of the way you're kind of answering me, I think you do recall what was said, but I think you don't want to tell me. And I'm not meaning to be super confrontational about it. I just, I've been doing this a long time.
No, I know, and I respect you. I really do. I just, I'm not sure what to do, and the implications of all this, I'm not sure if I should contact a lawyer and talk with them before I say anything, because now I'm getting a feeling that the person who's done nothing wrong is going to be I don't know what could go wrong here.
Well, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not implicating you in any crime. I just, you know, there were statements made to me like that you had perhaps put in an anonymous tip about this. Is that true?
No, I did not.
You did not?
No, sir.
Why did you not report what you saw?
Like I said, it was like, who do you believe at that point? And,
Yeah. Yes, but there were more statements she made to you than the ones than the one that you told me. It's less a question of did it happen, and it's more a question of who egged it on.
right.
Because whether or not it happened is not really in question at this point.
Okay.
So, you know, that's why it'd be really important to help me understand where everybody's head was at the time that this occurred. But, you know, if you're not wanting to really answer my questions right now, that's, you know, not ideal, but it's okay, right? You have,
Right.
you know, freedom of speech, as far as me calling you on the phone right now. And I'm not here trying to ruin your day. I'm just here trying to help your son, who has, you know, nobody really advocating for him. And that's kind of a tough thing to see. But
Yes, sir.
if you change your mind, you'd like to give me a more complete statement, you're more than welcome to. You have my number, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yep. And again, I don't want to have ruined your day. Please don't let me have ruined your day. I hope you have a good day, and thank you for the work that you do.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Bye-bye.
On December 3rd, 2024, this time, the father spoke much more openly. He first described the unsettling events leading up to the night that he came home, recalling how Alexis went from having a negative attitude toward his son to suddenly want him around a lot more. Can you imagine?
One thing I wanted to point out was before this had happened, she had a very negative attitude towards him. Basically didn't want him to be here. When we would talk about him coming down, it was, can he be here for a week? Can he be here for 2 weeks? Not 3 weeks or a month, or not for the whole summer, of course. That was like off the table. And then, so he was here for, I think, about 3 weeks. He was supposed to go home. She was basically wanting him to stay another week longer, which I thought was very odd. There was a lot of things that I thought that was very odd in that last week, as far as all of a sudden how she flipped a switch to like how she viewed him and what was going on. I had an uncomfortable feeling in my gut about it. So did other people.
The father described what he says was a shocking and terrifying scene when he came home, detailing the moment he discovered his own son and wife in a sexual situation.
It's the handle. I walk in and I look over to my left and I see her sitting down. Her boobs are out. She's naked. And he was standing up, basically in a position where it looked like his waist level was at her head level. So I think she was performing oral sex when I walked in the door.
Were you able to see, like, his...
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
You know, you're not walking in the door like...
Oh, of course.
You know,
yeah.
So, and then he immediately, what I think has happened is he pulled up his pants. It kind of looked like he pulled up his pants a little bit and he had jetted off to the bathroom. I go over to her and I'm immediately like, obviously I see her breasts are out and I'm like, what the f*** is going on? I say that probably 20 different times, like, what the f*** is going on? She has this stupid expression on her face, just like a bewildered expression on her face. Doesn't say anything the entire time this is going on. She has a blanket over top of her lap. I go over there and I'm basically like, surely to God she's not naked. And so I walk over to her. Still she's not saying anything. Bewildered look on her face. And I snatched the blanket off of her lap, and she was butt ass naked. At that point, I'm like, just shocked. I know basically that something's been going on. So he comes out of the bathroom at this point. We're talking about stuff that's going on. I don't think she was really saying anything. And I said, I won't need you to come outside with me right now. My son, and I'm like, I bring him out there and I'm basically like, please God, like tell me exactly what's going on, exactly what happened, because I want to know everything that happened. And he proceeded to tell me that they had both had oral sex on each other. I felt like he was still hiding stuff. At that point, she's kind of coming back and forth outside the house to talk to me. And, I'm obviously not wanting anything to do with her. And then the one thing that, like, struck me the most when this was all happening was she tried to come out there and basically say that it wasn't as bad as it looked, and I looked her right in her eye. I said, "You," and she looked right at me and like said, "Oh, I forgot you knew that." Was exactly what she said. Then I took him to my dad's house, and it's just been a huge ordeal ever since. Which I regret the fact that I didn't just call the cops immediately.
He later said that Alexis tried to excuse her actions as just a loss of control. Can you believe her if you were in this man's position?
She tries to act like she had just, lost control and blacked out or didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, you weren't even drinking, first of all. You're stone cold sober. There's so many details leading up to that night. It's just, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Basically her attitude and everything that since this has happened, I'm just like, I'm done with trying to, I don't want to say like protect her, but I'm done with the whole situation. I just wanted to go into it.
Well, and all that should happen, right, is that the truth should come out. And that's what's going to allow everyone to move on. Everyone tells the truth, and then we can move on, right? Whatever that's going to entail, we'll get through that, and then life will continue. Now, did you have further conversations with her about it? Did she admit to anything beyond the oral to you?
No, she did not. I don't believe her at all. Just my gut feeling, like I said again, I think that they had sex. But no, she would never admit that to me.
Did she make any statements to you about why it happened?
Yeah. She said multiple times she's told me how much he looked at me.
Just generally or specifically?
No, what she had told me was that it was kind of dark and that he looked so much like you.
Okay.
Type of thing. I know what she said to the other girls.
Okay, but she never made any comments about his anatomy or anything like that?
No, not to me.
Okay, I understand.
Obviously, I had heard what she had told the other girls, had confronted her about that many times, and she basically said, which I already knew, she wasn't doing it in like a braggadocious way. She was doing it in a way that was trying to defend her actions and what she did. Mm-hmm. The things he was saying, the size of his blah, 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 Like, basically, like he seemed older and more mature than he was.
After hearing the statement from the father, Alexis Van Yates was originally charged with lascivious battery, but then prosecutors upgraded that charge to sexual battery by a person in familial custody. That's a first-degree felony carrying up to life in prison. In April of 2025, the Florida Department of Health suspended her nursing license. In their words, Miss Yates' decision to engage in sexual activity with a minor child And her decision to allow a child to engage her in oral and penetrative sex indicates that she lacks the good, judgment, and moral character necessary to be a registered nurse. Therefore, Miss Yates's continued practice as a nurse presents a risk of immediate serious danger to the health, safety, and welfare of the public. On September 16, 2025, Alexis Vanett stood in court and agreed to a plea deal. She avoided a life sentence. She pleaded guilty to a lesser charge, lascivious battery on a child aged 12 to 16, and her sentence was 2 years in state prison, 10 years probation, 200 hours of community service with Marion County Solid Waste Litter Control. She has to register as a sex offender. No contact with the victim during her entire sentence. The judge said he signed off on the plea in part to spare the victim from having to testify in open court, writing that forcing him to recount these traumatic details in front of a jury would cause undue re-traumatization. The victim's mother told the court that Alexis was a coward and an incestuous pedophile. She also said her son's relationship with his father has been destroyed, claiming the two haven't spoken since all this happened.